I'm Rolf Perelius with Shooter's Paradise. I'd like to take a moment and talk to you about how you handle your vehicle in and around your house. By the way, vehicles are very, very dangerous. We need to be very careful and give some thought to what we do on a daily basis and not become complacent with our vehicles. There was a video posted on social media this morning that comes to us out of Lakeview, Louisiana, the urban sprawl, as it were, of New Orleans. And in this situation, several young men were waiting outside an individual's house for him to go to work in the morning. When he left his house and went to get in his vehicle, they entered his yard with firearms and fired a total of 4 shots at him, trying to rob him. That is a huge negative outcome to me. I don't want people shooting guns at me. I don't want to get robbed. There was something that, in this case, might have helped the situation to make him able to escape the situation a little faster. Now, obviously, there's all kinds of what ifs and could be's, and well, if you had an armored tank for a house, then this is not an issue. Obviously, we get all that. But here's something that can apply for everybody, and it's a simple thing, and I'd like you to consider it. He had simply pulled into his driveway when he came back to the house before he left that morning. So the front of the car was facing his house. This is what most people do. I'd like you to consider backing into your house. I know it's more work. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, in the cycle of you coming to your house and then leaving your house, you're going to have to back up at one point or another unless you have a U-shaped driveway, which that's really, really a good thing. But I'd like you to seriously consider backing into your house. As what happened in this situation, the guy got into his vehicle and had to back out the driveway as people were with firearms were coming after him. And then once he had backed out into the street, he had to stop, put the vehicle into drive to begin going forward, because he can't back up wildly down the street without some special high-tech skills, which most of us simply don't have. So in this situation, had he backed the vehicle in when he came home the last time before he left, the vehicle would have been pointed out the driveway, which would have given him multiple advantages. The first one is a clear, free field of view, and he would have seen the people as they entered his yard to rob him, which would have given him a small advance notice over what he actually had in this situation. So that's a benefit. Number two, the vehicle would have been in the direction of travel for drive. He wouldn't have had to have done the stop just outside of his house, put it into drive, and begin to move again. So that whole stopping period, which would have made him a sitting duck for aimed fire, been much easier to shoot him in that position had that been their intent. He could have simply stepped on the gas and wheeled out of the driveway. Well, what if they were in front of the vehicle? Well, they have firearms. They shot at him. He would be justified in using lethal force against them in self-defense. His vehicle would count as lethal force. That's something that we need to keep in our mind, is our vehicle is just as deadly as a firearm is. And the same laws in Louisiana are going to apply in many situations that would apply in a use with a firearm situation. So there's multiple benefits to backing into the driveway when you first come home. One of those benefits is you get to see the entire front of your house as you back in, because backing in is going to require you passing up your driveway to then back in. And as you pass the driveway, oftentimes you've passed your house partially, and you can see down the side of your house in addition. So it gives you a greater chance to scan the front of your house and the sides of your house to verify there's no one waiting in what we call an ambush position to rob you, or maybe do a push-in entry into your house where you get out of your vehicle and come to the front door, and you unlock the front door and hit the keypad on the alarm, and then they push in. Now no alarm has been set off, and they entered into an open door. So that's a tactic that a lot of criminals use that defeat a lot of our security methods. So consider that you get a better visual of the front of the house to verify no one is hiding there before you park the car and get out of the car. And another benefit to this is that there are little children in neighborhoods, or even pets. I don't want to back up and run over a little kid or somebody's pet. I don't want to do that. If my vehicle is pointed out away from the house, then when I get in it in the morning and go to leave, I can see clearly everything in front of me. And I know a lot of our vehicles have backup cameras and other things like this, but quite frankly, there's no comparison to my field of view facing forward than there is to backing up. So there's other benefits to this also, but I'd like you to consider that, and consider that if I get in my vehicle and get it started, then I can put it in drive, stomp the gas, and be gone, which is a far preferable outcome there than to have to back up, stop, put it in drive, and get going again. It's far better to just instantly be able to go. So it's just a little thought I'd like you to think about and see if you can work that into your daily routine, as you're going to have to back up at some point anyway, whether you back up when you get home or you back up when you leave your home. There's going to have to be backup required unless you have that fancy U-shaped driveway. All right, thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate you guys.